The restaurant was buzzing with the hum of clinking glasses, soft jazz, and the chatter of wealthy executives sealing million-dollar deals. Among the sharply dressed waitstaff weaving between tables, there was Daniel, a single dad working a double shift just to make rent and keep food on the table for his little girl, Lily. Daniel wasn't like the others. His uniform was always a little worn, his shoes carrying the weight of long nights, and his eyes, though tired, held a spark of determination. He was used to being invisible here, just another waiter serving the powerful and the rich. But that night, everything changed. A table near the center of the restaurant was reserved for none other than Victoria Hayes, one of the most feared and admired billionaire CEOs in the country. Known for her ruthless business tactics and icy presence, Victoria didn't often dine in public, so every staff member was on edge. Daniel, however, was distracted. Earlier that day, his daughter had begged him not to miss her school play. "You promised, Daddy," she had whispered before he left for work. He hated himself for the lie he told. "I'll try, sweetheart." He knew the truth. He couldn't afford to miss this shift. Balancing a bottle of vintage red wine and crystal glasses, Daniel approached Victoria's table with practiced calm. But just as he began pouring, a voice from across the room called his name, another waiter asking for help. Daniel turned slightly, his hand slipped, and in an instant, the deep crimson liquid spilled across the immaculate white tablecloth, splashing onto Victoria's designer dress. The entire restaurant froze. Gasps echoed. A waiter spilling wine on Victoria Hayes. That was career suicide. Daniel's face went pale, his heart racing. He stammered out apologies, his hands trembling as he tried to blot the stain. Victoria slowly stood, her expression unreadable. Everyone waited for her explosion, the cutting words, the demand to fire him on the spot. Daniel braced himself, already imagining the phone call to his daughter where he'd explain why Daddy didn't have a job anymore. But then, Victoria spoke. Her voice was calm, even, gentle. "Relax," she said, brushing the red droplets from her dress. "It's just wine. Accidents happen." The silence deepened. No one could believe it. Victoria Hayes, the woman known for firing top executives for showing up late to meetings, was letting this slide. But she wasn't finished. She looked at Daniel, really looked at him. His tired face, his nervous shaking hands, the exhaustion hidden beneath his uniform. "You're a single dad, aren't you?" she asked suddenly. Daniel froze. Yes. How did you?" She smiled faintly, as if she'd seen this story before. "I was raised by one." The room shifted. For the first time, Daniel saw not the billionaire CEO, but a woman with a past, one who carried her own battles and scars. The staff whispered, the guests looked on in disbelief. But Daniel only stood there, stunned, wondering what could possibly come next. And that's when Victoria leaned closer, her words so soft only he could hear them. Words that would shock everyone in that room, and change Daniel's life forever.